You can't just pack the site full of words. You gotta stop using stock images. You have to ask for the sale. You can't use a headshot you took in 1992 on a website 2021. If you don't have video, you'll cost yourself thousands, if not millions of dollars every year. In today's video, I'm gonna get right to it. It's about your website. It's about putting your best face forward. It's something that a lot of people sleep on, but the truth of the matter is that it's the first impression you get to make with the general public. It's the first introduction to your brand that you make with your audience, your customers, your client base, and it's looked over more often than not. Well, all of that stuff's cool, well, most of it. There are certain things that you absolutely cannot do or should not do when it comes to your website if you want to retain and convert the absolute maximum amount of clients and customers that come to your website. I'm about to drop some gems and some jewels, things that I've learned from designing the INDIRAP website for the past 10 years, from laying that out and seeing how conversions work, what moves the needle. Same thing for our clients' websites we've built for our clients, issues that our clients have had that we have helped remedy to help drive sales, help drive brand exposure, conversions, you name it. This can literally be the difference between 100,000 and $1 million in revenue, because some of these things you might not even know exist. Some of these things you might never even thought of, but when somebody's Googling you and they come to your site, it might have scared them away to go over to the competition. You know, it's something you definitely need to take into consideration. So I'm about to give it to you real quick. Listen up. These are the things you want to absolutely avoid with your life. And this is why you're scaring your customers away with your website. Probably the most obvious thing is that you want to put your best face forward as a brand, right? This is your first date. This is your first exposure. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you look good and you sound good. You know, comb through your website, look at it. Is this engaging enough for someone to scroll past the first fold? Is this site boring looking? Is there anything interesting that I should continue to explore on this website? Are there 100 navigation tabs? Is it overwhelming? Too much information is just a big problem on a website. A lot of people want to give their entire life story, their brand story, and all the products and everything. But think about it from a customer's perspective. If I'm Googling you or if I'm clicking on an ad and coming to your site, does this site move me further down the funnel? Does it answer those initial questions that a customer that may not have ever heard of you or done business with you needs to know to make a buying decision? Is the aesthetic of your website ugly and outdated? You know what I mean? If I'm looking for a product or a service, the way that a site looks and greets me when I come to that page is extremely important in terms of whether I want to give you my business. I might not want to go, especially if I haven't heard of you as a brand. I don't want to work with the old, outdated, not cool, you know what I'm saying, kid. You know what I mean? I want to work with the cool kids that got the cool products that looks awesome, that invites me into this brand, into this experience. And in a lot of sites that I see, they don't do that. There's one or two things. Either they're heavily focused on who they are and what they've done, and they've been in business for 100 years and all this kind of stuff, or they go the minimal route, the super cool kid route, where you don't tell me shit, right? Like, okay, that's cool and all, it's pretty, but you didn't tell me anything. What are the value propositions that you offer to me as a customer? You know, why should I do business with you? You know, what are the products or services that you offer? Do you have any clients that you've ever worked with? Who do you work with? What kind of people do you work with? These are all things that should be answered right away on that home page to kind of let somebody know that they've arrived, that they're in the right place. And you have to do that within the first 5 to 10 to 20 seconds of a website. Or guess what? They're clicking away, I'm clicking away and going somewhere else. The aesthetic, the look, the vibe, the feel of your website is extremely important in getting that first little bit of attention to drive your customers further down the sales funnel and to make a buying decision. Let's go to another pitfall, right? And this is the whole visuals, whether you're talking about video or photo. There's just a lot of cardinal sins that I see a lot of brands make. You know, when us doing research and vetting clients when they come to us for help to create brand and to create visuals, and whether it's researching them or researching their competition, some of these sites, man, like how many stock photos can you get out there or are you gonna use? Are there any photos of your actual employees of the team? Are there any videos that showcase what this product actually does? Or do you just want me to read this essay, this book that you wrote about all this? Because to be completely honest, I've never done business with you and I don't have time to read all this. I need you to tell me exactly what you're offering in 30 to 60 seconds. What better way to do that than with video and great brand photography? We are in a visual age, right? You know this, everybody knows this. People's attention spans do not exist. I'll say it again. People's attention spans don't exist. What do people's attention spans look like these days? Saw that, saw that, saw that, I like that, saw that, saw that. Okay, I might watch this video, right? When you are trying to engage someone, when they come to your site, how are you keeping them on that page? The truth is that, you know, millennials, Gen Zs, like, the stock photo thing isn't necessarily working, you know, anymore in terms of like if that's your entire brand. People want to know who you are. They want to trust you. They want to see transparency. Who's the founder? Who's the owner? Who's the team? What do you all look like? You can't just throw stock photos everywhere. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what type of brand you are. It's always nice to invest money to bring your brand experience to life. Let's start with photography. And I'm not talking about your iPhone or your Android or that kind of thing. That's all and good for social media. If you're a B2B brand, if you're a Fortune 500 brand, if you're a small business, invest in high quality, well-lit imagery that showcases your team, that showcases your products, your services in the absolute best light possible. It's, again, let's go back to this first date thing. If you're going on a first date, you gotta look nice, you gotta look spiffy. You know what I'm saying? Put that cape on and look good. You're trying to get these people to buy from you, to invest in your product or service. You gotta shine, you gotta look good. Taking your product and taking pictures with your iPhone, you're only doing yourself a disservice. You're playing yourself. Invest in this. People make snap decisions. People judge you based on the way you look, whether you want to believe in that or not. You know what I'm saying? That's the photography route. Products or services. Show your team in action out there in the field. You're selling a product, put this on the wonderful people that buy your product and show the lifestyle brand side of things. Same thing with video. What better way to add a human element to really introduce yourself to the world, to your audience, than with video content? We're way past the whole, oh, I don't need a video. Yeah, you do need a video. You know why you need a video? Because if you don't have one, your competition who invests in creating content for their brand is gonna take your business. And that's where we are in 2021, and that's why video is integrated across every organization at every level now. You can touch your customer. You can say hello to them. You can introduce them to the team. What's the story behind your team? What is the mission statement? Why should someone do business with you? Who do you market to? All these target demographics and all that, you can create the perfect pitch presentation every time so that when they land on your website, they know exactly who you are and why they should do business with you and all these things right away. Right? It is a piece of marketing collateral that pays dividends for years and years and years. So much that when you put the right amount of content on your website, on your home page, on your about page, on your products page, and this stuff's working for you, and someone comes to your site and they're able to see all this and get all this information in their head right away, guess what that helps them do? Make a buying decision. It helps them reach out to you, contact us, schedule an appointment, book an appointment on our calendar, book this with our sales team. All these things, because a video can get someone across the finish line way faster than a whole book of text that no one cares about. I don't know you, I'm not reading all this. But a high quality, very well produced video content, as well as brand photography sprinkled across your website in all the right places, guess what? That works. That is going to get you a high return on investment because that's going to convert clients and customers better than any other piece of marketing collateral there is, especially on a website. When it comes to getting your point across to your audience in a flash, right? There's nothing worse that can turn somebody away than bad copy, bad headlines. You come to a site and it doesn't really explain what you do in the right way to your customer. And there's different mistakes that people make. A, you're too salesy. Sell, 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 sell. Everything isn't about asking for the sale. It's about moving customers through the customer experience. You know what I mean? Answering those questions. At the top of the page, this is what I do and this is the benefit, right? When somebody comes to your website, at that first part, right, before the fold, before they scroll down, do they know exactly what you do in the products you sell? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just don't have that in there. It's like, I'm here, what the fuck, what is this? What do I do? What do you do? Making sure that's at the top. So put yourself, into the customer's shoes and let's walk through the customer's shoes. This is what I do. Okay, awesome. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Who are these guys, right? Who are you? What do you do? Who's your team? What are your products or services? These things need to be integrated throughout your website in a very specific order to move the client forward in terms of doing business with you. In terms of writing copy, you don't want to be extremely wordy. You want to be precise and right to the point. Again, people's attention spans don't exist. I can't say that enough. The point of a website is not to put your entire life story out there. It isn't to vomit and regurgitate all this copy about your whole life and the brand and what you all do to people. All a website is for. It is to introduce your brand to someone and to get them to reach out to you to do business with you. That's it. That's the only way you do business. If you're selling a product or service, the only point of that website is to drive the buying decision forward to where they put that add to cart in and check out. They don't need to know all this information. And I see there's just a lot of people that you're doing too much, dog. Some things you gotta save for a call with the sales team or a call with customer support. Just give them a little bit. I always call it the fish or the carrot on the string. Just give them a little bit, just enough to drive them to reach out to you or to buy. That's it. Make powerful headlines that tell people exactly what you do. 2 to 3 sentence subtext under there that kind of give you a little bit more of a color to whatever that headline was, and keep it moving. At the end of the day, all copy is supporting your visuals. It's telling people what you do and how you do it, and again, why they should do business with you. I hope you're seeing a pattern here. Everything you see on your website should really be strategically placed, worded, visualized to help drive the client into the sales funnel. Get them to buy, get them to reach out to you. Everything's strategic. If you're looking at your site and you're scrolling down right now and it's like, why is this here? What do I have? Why do you have to scroll down 100 times to get to the bottom of my homepage? Because ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? After what we do, people like 5, 6 scrolls. After 5 or 6 scrolls, that's it. That's all you need. 5 or 6 scrolls just to tell you the whole story about what you do in a visually engaging way and want them to reach out for more answers. Stop just too much. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. Stop just thinking about yourself and how you want to look so grand. Keep it simple and stupid. I probably say that in every video I create. Keep it simple and stupid. Trust me when I tell you I have closed more business by keeping things simple and stupid for our clients than anyone else. Nobody has bought because we have a complex website with 100 pages and all that. No, we actually, if I would have did that, we probably would have went out of business. Because when somebody comes to our site, it tells them exactly what we're doing. Very succinctly, very visualized, very beautiful, and it gets you to the point. Book a call with our sales team. You should be doing the exact same thing. To piggyback off the whole copy situation, another mistake is like, you got no call to action buttons, or your buttons are real small. It's like, when I come to your page, I may be ready to buy right away. There should probably be a button near the top of the page that I could be like, book now, buy now, schedule a demo, right away, right? Or if somebody comes there and they don't know what you're doing or what you have to offer and they need to might scroll a little bit and watch your About Us video or look at some of your photos or read some of your copy, every about third of the way down, you need to sprinkle call to action buttons in there. People need to be steered in the right direction, right? People need to be told what to do. You know what I'm saying? So after scrolling, there's a ton of sites out there, and go look at your favorite sites and all this stuff, your competitors' sites. After you scroll, like there's no buttons. Like, okay, it's a bunch of words and pictures. They might even have a video. It's like, damn, where do I sign up? Where do I click? Like, you gotta have call to action buttons. Because it's like walking around the store, right? You walk into the store, person greets you, hey, how you doing? I'm just looking. Yeah, you're just looking, but after a while, it's like, damn, I see this blue gel. This is a gel. We got the pink going right here. It's like, okay, I want this pink gel. Where do I buy it at? But then the person that greeted me at the beginning is over there on Facebook, TikTok. And then I'm gonna walk out the store. It's like, fuck, I don't even want it no more. So you gotta have call to action buttons to represent that person in the stores, that retail experience, to say, hey, yeah, I can help you. You ready to check out? Are you ready to buy? You want some more information? You want those questions asked about this pink gel or this blue gel? I can help you with that. Versus ghosting them and going in the back on your lunch break and the person's here just like walking out of the store and you just lost a sale, you lost some business. Make sure you have call to action buttons sprinkled throughout your site. Make sure you have them at the top, a third of the way down, a quarter of the way down, in the middle, in the footer, all the way, because you never know when somebody may be ready to make that buying decision. When most people are shopping, they may or may not be in front of their laptop or desktop, so guess what your website needs to be? Mobile friendly, it needs to be built on responsive architecture. It's almost a second version of your site that looks really good when they're scrolling on their phones. You ever go to a website and it's like you get there and like you only see half of the page and then you gotta like go left to see it, and then it's like, okay, I'm out. Boom, I'm not dealing with this, I ain't got time for this. That's kind of what responsive mobile websites are. It's a site that can morph itself into the perfect presentation on a mobile phone, on an iPad, on a desktop, for the absolute perfect browsing experience in any case scenario for your customers. A lot of people don't do this, either because they don't know to ask this question to their web developer, or their web developer's an idiot that doesn't understand sales and marketing, and the fact that, yeah, you can create this beautiful website on desktop or laptop, but then what about mobile? What about this company or this brand whose clients primarily buy from Instagram or from Facebook? It doesn't work. You have to optimize for your audience in all case scenarios. You can be on a desktop, you can be on a laptop, you can be on an iPad, you can be on your iPhone. Make sure that regardless of their browsing experience, that the brand experience that you're trying to bring to life is presented in the best light. Everybody wants to be number one on Google, right? I want to be at the top of the Google page and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to buy their way to the top. And that's cool and all, but it's going to be a very hard climb for you if you have a site that is violating in the highest level possible, in many ways, what Google just doesn't like. Keyword stuffing. You know, putting a bunch of keywords in your text and on your homepage and things like that. Putting big ass images, big JPEGs that are, what's the bit, over 25 megabytes? 25 megabytes is too big. I see a lot of creatives and content people, they put these big ass, the pictures are beautiful, but then when I come to your site, it takes 15 seconds to load the site. I'm not waiting for you, I don't know you, I'm out. You just lost a customer. Things like that, making sure your images are compressed for the web. Loading time is a big thing. Like if somebody goes to your site and it takes too long to load, Google pushes you down, they penalize you. Google is not going to promote garbage websites at the top of the ranking on Google. It's not gonna happen because it's making Google look bad. They're gonna promote the sites that are optimized. They got the Google business listing, they got the beautiful pictures, they have video integrated, you know, they have backlinks from different blogs and different websites and all this kind of stuff. You have to take this into consideration. You can't just have the beautiful, big, pretty website with a whole bunch of keywords and all that, but the old school SEO dudes used to do back in 2010, 2012, that's over with. The algorithms change, it's gonna continue to change. And you gotta be able to ride the wave and update your site. I update the INDIRAP site twice a year, at least 3 times a year, just to make sure that we are optimized for the best experience. Optimized for our Google ad campaigns that Deepu runs. Optimized for when Facebook and Instagram ads are coming to our site. Optimized for all the portfolio work that our shooters and editors and creative team puts together. Because again, yes, we do all these things, we have a beautiful portfolio and all that, but if somebody comes to the site and it takes forever to load or it's glitchy, what are we doing? We're wasting our time. No one cares about our portfolio, nobody sees it, nobody contacts us to do business and create videos for them. Bad time. It's just a bad time, it's a bad experience, it's kind of a nightmare. Back to you. Optimize your site for these things. You don't want pages lagging. You don't want things running slow. Google PageRank. Go to this site and check out and see what kind of score you have. Do you have a crappy score? Okay, well then you probably need to go back and do some work. You know, clean up your site, delete old links. You know, your images might be too big. If you got a site that's over like 10, 15 years old, you're really in trouble. You really got some deleting and cleaning up to do. Call it website hygiene. Just how you brush your teeth, just how you take a shower, just how you get the hair styled up and colored up and cut up and all that. You got to do the same thing for your site. You don't just create a site one time and have it sit there. Because when it sits there, guess what it does? It gets big and bulky and is tired and is lazy. And then all the other ones, like ours, that are prim and pristine, ready to go, running the race, trimmed up, looking good, we're gonna pass you and we're gonna take over that first page ranking. You wanna be doing the same thing for yourself so that you can leave your competition in the dust with a prime and pristine, trimmed up, looking good, ready for the red carpet website. This is the cherry on top, right? A lot of us, we're super ROI driven, right? We like to drive revenue, we like to make money, to see our businesses grow so we can scale our businesses and do all these great things, right? A large proponent of that is running ads. A lot of people, like I said with Google, you want to be at the top of Google. So what do? You go and invest in Google keyword campaigns, or you go invest in Facebook or Instagram ads, or you go and invest in Pinterest ads, whatever your game is, whatever you're into. Think about it like this. Say you're spending 10 G's a month on Google keywords. $10,000 a month Google keywords, you're getting people to come to your site and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the month, it's like, damn, I don't have any conversions. I just spent 10 G's. Well, guess what? Your site is probably turning people away for one of the numerous reasons I just mentioned. And the last thing you want to be doing is spending all your money on marketing and advertising to drive traffic to your site and to your brand and all these things, and it's not optimized. This is like the worst thing you can do. Now you're throwing money out the window, now you light money on fire. So this is why it's extremely important to make sure that your website looks good, it loads fast, it's attractive, it has the aesthetic of your brand, drives the buying decision forward, it's something that your team and your employees can be proud of. This is why all these things are extremely important, because as you know, you gotta pay to play in a lot of cases. And when you start putting out money to drive traffic for keywords and things like that, and your site ain't it doesn't matter how much money you spend on keywords and ads. If your site's trash, it's not gonna convert clients and customers, right? And isn't that the whole point of a marketing budget? If you spend $1, you want back 2 or 4 or 10, right? So if you're spending $1 and getting back 0, you might have a problem. One of those problems might be an outdated, overgrown, ugly, beat up website that just needs some TLC to get it to where it needs to be for you and me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end it with this. A lot of people get the video. We're known for video production here at INDIRAP. We're known for the photography. There's nothing worse than investing your hard-earned marketing dollars into creating all these great, marketing assets, whether that be the video or the photo, whatever, and then you go and park it on a site that doesn't load, that turns people away, that just, it doesn't work. It's not doing your brand justice. So that's why it's extremely important to take this into consideration. If you are doing a rebrand, if you are thinking about incorporating video into your sales training, marketing, HR, recruitment, all that kind of stuff, that's great and all, but don't forget about your site. This is your digital real estate. This is your brand city. This is your brand's town. And when someone gets off that plane and lands and comes to your city or town, guess what? You want to give them the absolute best experience from soup to nuts, from A to Z, from start to finish. Your website's super clutch. Don't leave it out. If you like what you saw, click the button, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Here at INDIRAP, we take brands, we create visual experiences, we create websites, paid ad, monetization, distribution, all that good stuff. So, if you like what you heard and you need assistance doing the same thing for your brand, if you want to see your brand take off like a rocket, if you want to talk to the experts, the best in the business, the highest rated video production and content marketing agency in the Midwest, hit us up. You can even email me directly, julian@indirap.com. Until next time, I'm going to keep the heat coming. Let's go. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.